Testing, 1, 2. Welcome to the Richard J. Curry Center. Ryan Jacobson in the broadcast booth bringing you preseason men's volleyball action. The host, the UNB Reds, taking on the guests from Brandon University, the Bobcats. I'll run through the list of players and coaching staff in a few moments. We're going to hand it over to our on-floor announcers here shortly for a few announcements. as well as the playing of the national anthem. We'll be back with more of this preseason match in just a few moments.
Volleyball fans, welcome to the Curry Center for this evening's U Sports Men's Volleyball Exhibition match between the visiting Brandon University Bobcats and your UNB Reds. Ahead of this evening's game, the Reds would like to respectfully acknowledge that UNB stands on unsurrendered and unceded traditional Wolastoqey land. The lands of Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. Fans, we now ask you to please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. This evening's officials are first official, J.P. Demers. Second official, Darren Doucette.
Test.
And your lines people are Craig Carr, Sherry Campbell, Stefan Nadeau, and Ken Burns. First up, introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Bobcats. Number 1, J.J. Love. Number 9, Riley Brunet. Number 12, Samuel Chen. Number 17, Riley Grusing. Number 19, Jonathan Dropard. Number 20, Payson Workington. And the liberos are number 2, John Michael Flora. And number 8, Jens Watt. In his 12th season, the head coach for the Bobcats is Grant Wilson. And now the starting lineup for your UNB Reds. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, numero 8, Rafael Alario. From Victoria, BC, number 7, Lucas Mafia. From Clairvaux, Newfoundland, number 8, Jacob Harris. From Slag in Denmark, number 10, Emil Peterson. From Bathurst, number 15, Seamus Cormier. from Bay St. Anne, number 16, Lex Dumond. And the libero from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 5, Scott Mann. The head coach of your UNB Reds in his 20th season is Dan McMorran. Fans, we now turn the game over to first official, JP Tomaz.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome, as I mentioned, to the Richard J. Curry Center here at the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. Preseason men's volleyball action. The host, the UNB Reds, in black. They'll be on the left of your screen for now, and in blue and white, the Bobcats from Brandon University. Our officials are just checking out the lineups before we get the all clear. Up on the stand is R1, JP Demers, checking the lineups on the floor. R2, Darren Doucette. On the corners, we have Sherry Campbell, Stefan Nadeau, Ken Burns, and Craig Carr. A veteran lineup of officials here to start us off in the preseason. We'll get the we'll get to player lineups in just a moment. Darren Doucette throws the ball back to number 17 for the Bobcats, Riley Grusing, to start us off here. Grusing throws it up for a spinner. Handled by Hilario, over bump. Communication gaff on the Brandon side. Get used to these names. That's number 9, Riley Brunette. UNB setter now number 7, back to serve. Lucas Mafia from Vancouver, BC. Float serve gives a little bit of trouble to Jonathan Droppart. Big swing in the right side. It's Riley Grusing. Out of position 1. Samuel Chen back to serve for the Bobcats, number 12. Peterson, a little roll shot off some hands. Good scramble by UNB. Nice middle choice by Brandon. Well executed there, number 9. Riley Brunette. Chen still serving. Brandon up now 2-1. Big high toss. Scott Mann does well to get his hands on that. Nice pass running through the middle. Seamus Cormier with a kill, number 15. Bathurst, New Brunswick product. Good first rip. Gonna be captain back to serve now, Rafael Hilario, number 1 from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Playing out his 5th year here at UNB. Over bump. Jacob Harris and Cormier. I guess it's Cormier going to get the credit for that. Both players went up aggressively. 3-2 now, UNB leading. Hilario gets set to serve again. He's got a wicked spinner. Often opts the stand, or jump float rather. Bobcats run outside to Droppart. And it's a kill for UNB. It looks like it's going to be called in, is the call. Emil Peterson getting credit for that. UB now leading 4-2. Hilario back to serve, throws it high, lets loose. This time the net gets in the way, and it's a point for the Bobcats. Big block out in the wing. Payson Workington. Big roof by big number 20. Riley Brunet now back to serve for the Bobcats. Number 9. Good hard float serve, catches the top of the tape, kept alive by Mann. They run Peterson on the backside, and it's hit wide. Point for the Bobcats. They now lead 5-4. Brunet back to serve again. Fort McMurray, Alberta. This time sails long. Easy point for the Reds. They tie it up 5-5. And Seamus Cormier will back to serve now for UNB. Number 15. Soft. Kept alive off the tape. Brandon Setter. JJ Love did well to get pancake on that. Kept it alive. But the Bobcats can't keep it going. And it's a point for UNB. Line official Craig Carr right there to see that. Sailed long. Easy point for Brandon. And that'll send JJ Love back to the line to serve for Brandon. Third-year setter out of Dauphin, Manitoba. Nice run for UNB in the middle, Lex Guimont. First-year player from Bay St. Anne, New Brunswick. Nice to have the first swing as a kill. Emil Peterson serving for the Reds. Brandon looking for touches. They'll get it. It was a big swing from Droppert. UNB claiming they didn't touch it, but official has called over the linesperson for a quick discussion. And the play will stand. Point for Brandon. 7-all after the dust settles. Droppert back to serve. Big bomb. Alario picks that up. They run Guimont in the middle. There's a big swing by Chan, but an equally big block by UNB. Camped out there was UNB setter Lucas Mafia. And Lex Guimont shutting that Brandon attack. Jacob Harris takes a big sigh. Gets ready to serve. UNB now leads 8-7. Spinner coming. Rips it hard line. Misses though. Point for Brandon. Payson Workington back to serve now for the Bobcats. Setter dump to the pot. Caught the Bobcats having a cat nap. Point for the Reds. Good heads up play there by Mafia. Guimont taking his time here to get ready. He's blocked by Cormier at the net. Guimont gets ready. Attack on the right side that time, number 17, Grusing. Alario almost kept it alive though. And there's Grusing, he'll get ready to serve now for Brandon. They trail by 1, it's 9-10 here in the first set. Up by Peterson, good hard serve. Alario lets it rip, and the big Brandon block can't stop it. Alario goes through it. at it. Looks like one-on-one out there. Gets it through the setter's hands. Lucas Mafia back to serve now. First-year setter for UNB. Mafia is a very dynamic setter. He's a Camson transfer, won CCAA gold in his first 2 seasons. And he was the starting setter for the BC Canada Games team. So lots of experience there for Mafia. Good pickup by Coach McMorrin for this UNB squad. Brandon 10, UNB 11. Samuel Chen back to serve for the Bobcats, number 12. First-year player from Chatswood, Australia. That one looks like it sailed long. No touch on the play. Oh, no touch is being called. Point for the Reds. And Captain Hilario will go back to serve for UNB. No touch. Sailed long. Big swing there by Droppert. Pass by Jens Watt, the lib for the Bobcats. Dialed that one in. The big serve from Hilario. That parlays to a Bobcats point. Good look at Riley Brunet as he gets ready to serve here for the Bobcats. Hilario picks that up off the tape. And they go behind to Peterson. And Cormier there to gobble up the overbump. Oh, it looks like a net call. Yeah, Cormier's on the net. Point for the Bobcats. Brunet will serve again. And the net got in the way that time. Point for UNB. Big pipe ball. Chen buried that. Hilario nearly had a good play on it. Just out of bounds. JJ Love now back to serve for Brandon. Spinner coming. Goes line. Picked up there by Jacob Harris. They go to Peterson. Good hustle there by Jens Watt. The lib had a cover pile of ground there. Got a good clean hand on it, but not able to be kept alive. Neil Peterson in his second year now with UNB from Saleg, Denmark. Very dynamic and athletic player. Saw some setting duties in different situations last year. He's also a big swinger on the outside. Float serve ace. Back to deep in position 1. Seemed to catch the Bobcats off by surprise a little bit. He threw it up kind of like a spinner and just a hard jump float. And that will force a Bobcat timeout. And that would be Grant Wilson in his 12th season at the helm of the Bobcat squad calling that timeout. So starting lineup, I'll review that really quickly. You've been hearing the names already. Starters for the Brandon Bobcats, number 1, JJ Love. Number 9, Riley Brunet. Number 12, Samuel Chen. Number 17, Riley Grusing. Number 19, Jonathan Droppert. And number 20, Payson Workington. The starters for UNB, the captain, number 1, Rafael Hilario. Their lib is Scott Mann. Number 7, Lucas Mafia. Number 8, Jacob Harris. Number 10, Emil Peterson. Number 15, Seamus Cormier. And number 16, Lex Guimont. Head coach for UNB in his 20th season is Dan McMorrin, assisted this year by Paul Mills, and former player, former captain for UNB is also an assistant coach this year, Brad Stewart, who played professional ball in Sweden last year. Good to see Brad back in the Curry Center. Timeout is over. UNB leading 16-13. First set in preseason U Sport men's volleyball action. Peterson goes back and serves again deep in position 1. Pokey kept alive by Mafia. Brandon can't convert. Into the net it goes. Point for the Reds. Good hustle. They won that point on effort alone. Good hustle by the Reds. Out to a pretty convincing lead here by 4, 17-13. This is UNB's first competition, whereas Brandon has played already this year in a preseason tournament that they hosted and had some success there, playing against some teams that they normally don't. But I think in talking to Grant Wilson early on, he said it was a good tune-up for this road trip. Peterson again serving number 1. Bobcats score off serve. Jonathan Dropert back to serve now. And he'll serve an ace. Peterson can't pass that cleanly. In the stands it goes. There's another look at it. Coach McMorrin calls a timeout for UNB. And we'll throw it out to a few sponsor shout-outs here. We would like to thank Papa John's Pizza, Pepsi, Coors Light, Heineken 0.0, Max Health Institute and Physiotherapy, McTavish for Sports, Kingswood, Hoyt's Moving Storage, Hathaway Orthodontics, and Guardian Ross Drug since 1914. I'd like to thank all of our corporate sponsors for all they do for our UNB student athletes. Without your support, our students wouldn't be able to do what they love to do. Pretty good crowd here at the Curry Center for a preseason game. A Thursday evening here in Fredericton. Beautiful evening. Given that people have lots of options for things to do around town this time of year, it's nice to see so many people have chosen to come out and support this this UNB match against the Brandon Bobcats. Dropert now getting ready to serve after timeout. And he rips that spinner quite long. Jacob Harris now back to serve for UNB. Jacob's now in his 3rd year. Bachelor of Science program, kinesiology from Clarenville, Newfoundland. Jacob serve sails just a bit long. Point for the Bobcats. 16-18 now, making a game of it. Trailing by 4 just a few moments ago. Workington, good float serve, handled well by UNB. They run middle. Stopped by the Bobcats, and back to the UNB side, and Scott Mann just couldn't get a hand on it. That's a point for Brandon. Workington with another good float serve. This time Hilario handles it with his hands. Gets rewarded with a good set from Mafia, and rips it line. Point for the captain. Substitution for UNB, checking in number 4. Nathaniel Hayburn will win the serve for number 16, Lex Guimont. Serve and run its course to the back row. Hayburn good defensively. One of the UNB liberos. He's got a good serve as well. Riley Grusing now back to serve for the Brandon Bobcats. Then we trail by 1, 18-19 now. Grusing gets high on top of that one. Good hard serve. Ilario goes to work against a double block that time. He goes over Love and Brunet for a big UNB kill. It gets this UNB crowd a little jazzed up. Lucas Mafia with a good serve. Bobcats give chase. Free ball coming for UNB. Mann to Mafia. Runs middle to Cormier. Picked up by Mann. Mafia goes behind him. Peterson. He gets high and off hands. Kept alive by Brandon. He's going to swing in on the left side. Mann goes behind him to Hilario. Tricky bump set. Hilario hits into a big wall. Triple block by Brandon. Shutting down that UNB run. Riley Grusing now. Samuel Chen back to serve now, 19-20. Brendan just down by 1, over bump. And that swing there on the party ball by Droppert. He hits it wide over towards the UNB bench. Hitting error by number 19. Gives UNB their 21st point. It's not the guy you want to have serve with 4 points left. May have jinxed him there. My bad. Serve sails long. That's Rafael Hilario. Riley Brunet serve. Good hard serve, man. A little bit of trouble. Setter dump. Hard setter dump. Slam dunk by J.J. Love. Brunet still serving. We're all tied up, 21. Scott Mann, Mafia. Out to Harris. Into some Bobcat pause. Out of play. Nice wipe there for UNB. Lex Guimond back in the game. He replaced Hayburn. And Seamus Cormier back to serve for the Reds at 22-21. Little miss hit there in the middle, but catches UNB defenders off guard. Falls through a pair of them for Bobcats point. Evan Mai checks into the game. He'll replace J.J. Love for a moment. Back to serve for him and probably play the back row. Mai's a third-year player from Calgary, Alberta. A good serve. Big attack there by Guimond. This time, I think, into the net. Yeah, 4 touches the call. 4 contacts, rather. And we are Brandon now inching ahead, 23-22, prompting Dan McMorrin to call a timeout. That's UNB's second timeout to Brandon's first. Timeout is over. UNB inching their way back on the floor. Brandon getting set to do the same. Bobcats now leading 23-22 in this home opener preseason for UNB. Nice that Brandon made the trip east. UNB visited them in 2014 for preseason play, according to Coach Warren. Evan Ma continues to serve here for Brandon, 23-22. Soft floater, handled easily by Hilario. Transitions to a UNB kill through the middle. Lex Guimond going to work right off the bat here in his first match for the Reds. Emil Peterson now at 23 all. Really picking on that position one. Having good success back there. Soft block play continues. Peterson to Mafia. Pipe ball to Hilario. Called in. UNB now 24-23. Chance to close out this first set. Set point. Not before some drama. A timeout called by head coach Grant Wilson. Incidentally, no relation to his assistant coach, Bryce Wilson. I had to question the two of them about bloodlines, and they said no, but interesting story. Both of them are actually from Brandon, Manitoba, and both of their fathers' names are Bob. Yet Grant and Bryce claim that they're not related. Well, I had to raise an eyebrow, and they both had a chuckle, and apparently they get that a lot. So just want to pass that along. Both very nice gentlemen. Took the time to review their lineups with me and go over the names and numbers of all their players. Traveling with a big squad. They've got 19 players that made the trip east here, along with their home webcast announcer, whose name I've forgotten. I want to say it might be Grant as well. My apologies for forgetting. And their athletic director is also here. Big swing on the outside. Peterson with hands on it, but can't be kept alive. Point for Brandon, 24 all here. Another look at it. Drop it back to serve. Big high spinner, Peterson to Mafia. He pumps it out to Harris. A half speeder back to position 6, and he'll score. Substitution now for UNB, checking in number 11, Kieran Brost. And he'll replace Jacob Harris. He'll serve and play defense. Kieran's first time on the court here this evening. Second-year player, good to see him back. Product of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Good float serve. Goes shallow 6. Good run there by Brandon. Paints the 3-meter line. Harris checking back in. Brost back out, so it's 8 coming in for 11. Peterson's pass over the net. Stopped at the net by Brandon. UNB not able to recover. Brandon now leads by 126-25. And they have a chance to close this out. Payson Workington back to serve now for Brandon. Peterson, Mafia pumps it up to Hilario. Big block by 17 Grusing and 9 Brunet. Back on the UNB side, point for Brandon. They take the first set 27-25. Good action here in the first. Stay with us for set number 2. We'll be back in not too long. Welcome back to the UNB's Richard J. Curry Center. Live men's preseason volleyball action. The host, the UNB Reds. The guests from Brandon, Manitoba, the Bobcats. If you're just joining us, Brandon took the first set 27-25 in a hard-fought battle, back and forth. The UNB led most of the way, and at one point up by 4 through the middle. But Brandon able to claw their way back and take it in the later stages. Looks like UNB with their same starting lineup of Rafael Hilario, Lucas Mafia, Jacob Harris, Emil Peterson, Seamus Cormier, and I'm going to say Alex Guimond, but our lib is in right now, Scott Mann. And the starters for Brandon also appear to look the same. J.J. Love, Riley Brunet, Samuel Chen, Riley Grusing, Droppert, number 19, and Payson Workington, number 20. Both coaches saying leaving well enough alone. UB server now. Their setter in his first year here for the Reds, number 7, Lucas Mafia. From Vancouver, serves up an ace off the fingertips of number 12, Samuel Chen, by serving hard and down the line. Mafia keeps it alive. Mann goes behind him to Hilario. Good hustle by Jacob Harris, but out of reach. Out of play, out of bounds. Point for the Bobcats. 1-all. Grusing now back to serve for UNB. For Brandon. All tongue-tied here. Grusing his third year from Bragg Creek, Alberta. Peterson, soft roll shot kept alive. Hilario goes off hands and out of play. Point for UNB as the ball goes over to the scorer's table. Captain Hilario will go back to serve now for UNB at 2-1. Throws up the spin. Lays off it, off the tape. Kept it alive. Good set there by Love. Pipe ball for Hilario. Catches a line. Point for the Reds. The home crowd likes that energy. Rousing ovation for Hilario. He'll go back to serve again at 3-1. Chen, tip, big triple block by UNB. 2 touches is the call, lift by R1 JP Demers. UNB now leads 4-1. Set off for Chen, picked up by Cormier. Mafia goes out to Harris, kept alive by Hilario. Good action here, back and forth. That play out of bounds, point for the Reds. Good hustle by J.J. Love, though, to try to make a play on that errant ball. 5-1 is the lead. Rather, 5-1 is the score. 4 is the lead. Hilario still serving. Toss well ahead of the line. Good touch, ball out of play, hits the rafters here at the Curry Center. Samuel Chen back to serve for Brandon at 2-5. Big high toss. Lays off of it, catches UNB passers off guard. Perhaps a little bit on their heels. That ball looked like Chen was going to lay into it. Cut the speed hard on it and register as a service ace. This time he lets loose, but the net gets in the way. Point for the Reds.
Back to serve for the Reds, number 15, Chris Cormier.
Cormier goes back to serve now. Good float serve. Chen to Love. Goes behind. And a hard line shot. Grusing goes across his body and just misses though. Ball called wide. Point for UNB. They regain their 4-point spread. Good look at Cormier and the crowd behind him. Big slam dunk by setter J.J. Love. Brunei serve into the middle of the net. Point for UNB.
Serve for the Reds, number 10, Emil Peterson.
Emil Peterson back to serve now for UNB. Big spinner from number 10. And J.J. Love, the setter, opts to swing on that one, as setters often do when they get the chance. Licking his chops, but just hits it wide. I'm sure he'd love another crack at it. The program has him listed at 6'7". I have no doubt that he could let into that one, and probably will again if he gets the opportunity. Timeout called timeout called on the side of Brandon as they try to stop this UNB bleed. It's 9-4 for the Reds. And we'll thank a few more sponsors while we have a moment. I'd like to thank Grimross Brewing, the Fredericton Fredericton Region Solid Waste, Fredericton Inn, a breath of maritime hospitality, Fairview, EXP Engineering, Dr. Amber Andrews and Associates, Delta Hotels, a Marriott property, the Daily Gleaner, and the Crown Plaza Lord Beaverbrook Hotel. Thank you for all you do, our corporate sponsors, for all you do for our UNB student athletes. We appreciate your support. Timeout is over. Emil Peterson still serving for UNB. Number 10 in the program, number 10 on his shirt. UNB leading 9-4. A soft roll shot goes down the hands, down the arms, and down the chest of Jacob Harris for a Bobcats point. Trail by 4. It's 5-9. Early stages of set number 2. If you're just joining us, Brandon took the first one 27-25. Nice pass by Hilario. And Mafia says to Love, setter dump for setter dump. How you like that one? That one with authority. Well done by Mafia. Good pick. Jacob Harris now back to serve for the Reds. Quick approach on that spinner. Battle over the over bump. Looks like UNB's being called on the net. Dropper serve into the net. Easy point for UNB. Guimon back to serve for UNB, number 16, in his first year here with the UNB program from Basin and New Brunswick. Some would argue Basin is the birthplace of volleyball in New Brunswick. I know all the Bay Hounds would like to take that credit for sure. 11-7 is the score here. Mafia runs middle to Cormier from Bathurst, New Brunswick, just up the road from Bay St. Anne. Big kill for number 15. Lucas Mafia back to serve now, the UNB setter. 12-7. Brandon set to return. So, a touch call on that. UNB wants a touch. Yeah, touch is the call. R1 official, lines official also called it, of Samuel Chen's fingertips and out of bounds. Mafia serving again, see if it goes back to Chen. He does. Forehand pass this time on the money by Chen. And that middle attack by number 9, Brunet, sails wide. Hitting air for the Bobcats. And Grant Wilson calls a timeout just to settle his Bobcat troop down. Stop this UNB run. They lead by 7. It's UNB 14, Brandon 7 here at the timeout. We'll be back in just a few moments with more live action from the Richard J. Curry Center. Welcome back after that timeout. A few last minute words there. Coach Warren, good look at Dan. Talking to his setter. Lucas Mafia. Perhaps giving him a target to go after here on his serve. Yeah, they're going after Chen down the line. That's 3 in a row served at Chen. Handled that one fairly well. Kept alive, Peterson. Big swing kept alive now. Brandon scrambles, free ball coming to UNB. Harris, the Mafia, runs middle of Cormier. Kept alive by Mann. Mafia to Hilario, high off hands. And Droppert opts the swing on that second ball, hits it long. Substitution now coming for Brandon. In is number 16. Ryden Hairgraves, and checking out will be number 19, Jonathan Droppert. Free ball coming. They run Cormier in the middle. Looks like a touch off of Love. Point for the Reds. Good transition there for UNB. Another look at it. Hilario, good pass. And Mafia feeds the middle to Cormier. He puts it away for the kill. And Mafia still serving. Good serve. Just over the shoulder of Chen. They are still serving deep to position number 5, where Chen is set up. And Chen's being replaced now. So we have 11 checking in. Liam Kindle is replacing number 12, Samuel Chen. We'll see if Mafia uses the same strategy. Often when a new player comes on, that becomes a target just because they haven't really been in the groove yet. So we'll see if they do go after Kindle in position 5. They do. Handles it well off his hands. He's forced to take a swing off it. And he beats it off hands. And a big sigh of relief there for number 11 on his first play. Handled that pass cleanly and gets a kill. Well done, Liam Kindle. Second-year player from Brandon, Manitoba. Back to serve for Brandon, number 17, Riley Grusing. Serves it long, out of bounds. UNB leads by 10 now. It's 18-8. With their captain back to serve, number 1, Rafael Hilario. In his 5th year here at UNB from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Big high toss into the net. Point for the Bobcats. Liam Kindle now back to serve. Big breath. Good serve. Scott Mann, nice pass. One-handed set behind him. What a great set. Clean one hand back to Peterson, who puts it away. Let's see if we get another look at this one. Mafia, a bit of a magician there on that play. That play out of play. Point for Brandon. Brune now serving. Service ace, catches the line. UNB players thought it was out. Peterson Mafia runs middle to Guimont, off a man and out of play. Brandon coming on strong here. Bobcats serving at 12 to UNB's 19. UNB coach Dan McMorran calls a timeout. And we will thank the remaining list of our sponsors while we have a moment. Covey's Basics, Cora for breakfast and lunch, The Cellar Pub, Bulletproof, Adidas, Six Color Copy, and Valley Graphics. Thank you for all of our community partners and sponsors for all you do for our UNB student athletes. We appreciate your support, and without you, our student athletes couldn't do what they love to do. Riley Brune getting ready to start us off here with a serve after that timeout. Good hard float down the line at Peterson. Mafia gives chase. Jacob Harris volleys it over. Free ball coming. And it's a setter dump by JJ Love. Loves that two-hander. The big throw. Peterson to Mafia. Harris just a little bit off. Kept alive. Hilario pops it up. It's a better set for Harris. Soft roll shot to the pot. Another roll shot coming. Man quickly picking that up. Pipe ball for Hilario. Big block by setter JJ Love. Using that 6'7" reach to shut down that UNB offense. Nice pass by Mann. Middle run, Guimont picks it up. Harris lets loose. Mann, good pass to Mafia goes back to Jacob Harris. But a big block camped out on him. Looks like we have some substitutions coming on for UNB. Number 8, Jacob Harris, being replaced by number 11, Kieran Brost. Brandon clawing their way back in. Cut the lead to 4. UNB 19, Brandon 15. And it's still Brunet serving. That one catches the line. Another ace. 19-16. Momentum has shifted. UNB, though, still in the lead. Still in control. They've got to stop Brunet's service run here. He's been serving since the timeout. Bros with a good pass. UNB runs middle. Mafia connecting with Guimont. Big swing for the rookie, and the crowd loves it here at the Curry Center. Emil Peterson back to serve for the Reds, 20-16. Big push to 5. Trouble brewing here. Nice save attempt there by Love. It looks like someone's over the line. And it's a point for the Reds. Confusion happening here. Our one JP Demers has it sorted out, gives the all clear. Peterson serves. Service ace, he offers up 22-16. And this Richard J. Curry Center home crowd coming alive in support of the Reds as they lead 22-16. Good run. Love pushing that down the net to Workington. He puts it away for a kill. Bobcat setter Love. Serve off the top of the tape, kept alive by UNB. They transition and score through a Bobcats block for their 23rd point. To Brandon 17. Bros now back to serve for the Reds. Nice set by Love. Connecting again with Workington down the line. And Valerio gets credit for that block. At a critical point here, it's 24 now, 17. UNB with a chance to close this one out. They need to be mentally tough here, as Brandon has shown they can score off serve. Prost now, he's got a good float. A little bit of trouble here for Brandon. Good block for UNB. Transition kept alive by Brandon. Roll shot coming. Picked up by Hilario. They go back to Peterson, who hits it hard cross, sharp cross rather, for UNB's 25th point to close out this second set. UNB takes this one 25. The Brandon Bobcats 17. We're all square here at one apiece at the Richard J. Curry Center. We'll be back with set number 3 in just a few moments. Go grab some snacks and come right back. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the start of set number 3. The host, the UNB Reds in black on the, there you're having a good look at them now, on the left side of the court. The guests from Brandon University, the Bobcats, in blue and white. We are all tied up here at 1 set apiece. Brandon taking the first one. It was a close one, 27-25. UNB taking the second set in convincing fashion, 25-17. Back to start us off for Brandon, number 17, Riley Grusing. His serve into the net, but kept alive by Hilario. And it's Seamus Cormier putting away that kill through the middle with a big swing. Lucas Mafia with a good serve for UNB. Oh, good pickup by Brost. Mafia pumps that way out for Hilario, who goes high and off hands for a UNB kill. And we are at 2-0. Serve just long. Lucas Mafia out the back. Samuel Chen, good serve. Brost, nice pass on the money. Mafia does not have to move an inch. Goes behind him to Hilario, who makes no mistake about that, puts that cleanly away. Bit of an extended delay here. We are set now. Hilario back to serve. A little too much time, too much thinking back there. Serves it long. Riley Brunet. Float serve into the net. Point for the Reds.
Back to serve for the Reds, number 15, Seamus Cormier.
Cormier's serve handled by Chen. Love runs the middle. Workington hits that a little bit wide. No touch on it. Point for the Reds. Big block by Peterson, one-on-one, out in the wing with Droppert. And it's Peterson with the UNB point. Peterson, Chen, Love gives chase. Kept alive. This time Love goes behind him. To Grusing. His attack was into the net though. Point for the Reds. UNB quickly out to a 5-point lead at 7-2. As Grant Wilson, head coach of the Brandon Bobcats, calls a timeout. Quite a nice crowd here on hand at the Curry Center. Lots of action here at UNB this weekend. I believe it's the home opener for both the UNB men's and women's hockey teams. They both play out of the Aiken Center, just up the hill. That's all my little memory can hold right now, and I don't have my program in front of me. But for all of your ticket information and schedule, go to goredsgo.ca. I just found my schedule. I'll see if I can quickly read you some information. Here we go. Men's hockey. Tomorrow, they are hosting the Dal Tigers at 7 o'clock at the Aiken Center. And then on Saturday, we have men's hockey. St. FX is in town at 4 o'clock for an afternoon game. And it looks like we have soccer. No, what's this? LAX versus Dal. Skim over that. Friday, we have a couple of soccer games, one at 5 and one at 7:15. Anyway, the long story short is goredsgo.ca for your full schedule, ticket information, player profiles, etc. That's your go-to source of information, not necessarily me. Back to the task at hand. After we get the floor dried up here, under the watchful eye of our two Darren Doucette, we see Scott Mann and Rafael Lario scrubbing up some sweat that's on the floor. Brandon back to serve now. Number 1, JJ Love, their setter, at 3-7. Nice attempt there by Bross just to push that off Brandon defender's hands off that block, but they kept it in play, so it's a point for Brandon. And Love will serve again at 4-7. Big serve gave Scott Mann a little bit of difficulty on serve receive. UNB libero does a great job on serve reception. Had a great season last year. Love gets ready again here, closing the gap by 2. It's 5-7, takes a lot off that one. Brose does well to get to it. Goes behind to Peterson. Looks like that saw some Bobcat paws off of them and out of play. Point for the Reds. Quick set by Love, shooting that down the net to Droppert, and it's a point for Brandon. And Jonathan Droppert will go back to serve now for Brandon at 6-8. Service error by Droppert. Point for UNB now. They lead 9-6. And Kieran Brost will go back to serve now for the Reds. Dartmouth native. Good serve. Kept alive by Brandon. A little one-on-one action there. Grusing and Alario. And it's Alario coming out on top of that heavyweight tilt. Big block by the captain. Brose with a good serve. Nice pass by Shea. Love to Shea, off Scott Mann's chest and out of play, out of reach for Peterson. That'll be a Brandon Bobcat point. And that'll send Workington back to the line for the Bobcats. Brandon's front row stacked right. Trying to obscure the serve by Workington. There's another look at that big kill by Alario. Big hard cross. Deep to 5. Lex Guimont now serving. Love at the tape. With Brandon setter J.J. Love dumping so often in sets 1 and 2, when he's in the front row, UNB defenders really have to key on him when it's tight to the tape like that. Our own setter Mafia does a great job with that setter dump as well, so equally Brandon has got to be aware of where Mafia is on the floor, whether he's front row or back row. Both setters currently in the front row position. Grusing back to serve for Brandon at 9-11. That serve goes well wide of the mark. Point for the Reds. And now serving for UNB. I was just speaking about him. Lucas Mafia, UNB setter. 6'2" out of Victoria, BC. Sorry, I was giving Vancouver credit for Mafia, but he's from Victoria. Point for the Reds, 13-9. Big swing there by Grusing. UNB can't keep it in play. Samuel Chen, big serve. Handled well by Scott Mann. And hitting air by Hilario, sends it just a bit wide. Chen with a big high toss. Little much. Sails out the back.
Serve for the Reds, number 1, Rafael.
Rafael Lario opts for a float serve this time. A little miscue by Brandon. Transition ball for UNB off the net, well played by Droppert. Picked that up off the net. Bros, good high hit, kept alive. Good defense by Brandon. Roll shot. Looks like line is called in. Oh, luckily it was overruled, called out. Point for UNB. Hilario back to serve at 15-11. Good look there at Grant Wilson in his 12th season as head coach of the Brandon Bobcats. He's questioning the overturn of that line call. Brandon back to serve now, 12-15. And it's number 9, Riley Brunet, back to serve for Brandon. UNB runs middle, Seamus Cormier connecting. Big swing for number 15. Another kill. And he'll go back to serve. Free ball coming. Chen's pass was off the mark. Brandon had to scramble. Peterson Big swing from the outside. UNB leads by 5. And Brandon, head coach, calls a timeout. UNB 17, Brandon 12. We'll be back after the timeout with more live preseason men's volleyball action. U Sport from the Curry Center. Timeout is over. You'll be leading 17-12 here. Bathurst product. Seamus Cormier back to serve for UNB. Seamus picks that one up off his wrists, off the top of the tape. Brose going to work. Mafia back to Brose, goes cross. Kept alive. Good fake there by Love for Brandon Point. Speaking of Bathurst products, we have Dave Murphy watching from home from Bathurst. Dave used to play here for the UNB back in the day, and he was awful concerned that these 2 preseason matches was going to impact his trip to the woods in Bathurst on Saturday, but these 2 teams will play tonight and tomorrow, allowing Dave to go to his trip upriver. So thanks for tuning in, Dave. He doesn't miss many, and we appreciate your support. That ball called out. Point being awarded to UNB. Now they lead by 5 again. It's UNB 18, Brandon 13. Emil Peterson back to serve for the Reds. The net got in the way on that one. Point for the Bobcats. And that'll send Payson Walkerton back to serve now for Brandon at 14-18. And he cranks out an ace off the arms of Kieran Brost. A little too much muscle on that one. That one sails long. Point for the Reds, 19-15. Kieran Brost back to the line. Jens Watt, the lib for Brandon, smartly let that one sail by him and out of play. Number 20, Payson Workington being replaced for Brandon by his teammate number 6, Cale Fisher. Fisher, rookie in his first year from Edmonton, Alberta. Go back to serve, throws up a big spin, and his first attempt sails long. 20 back in, replacing 6. Substitutions for UNB. Nate Hayburn checking in, number 4, replacing number 16, Lex Guimont. Hayburn serving now at 20-16. Samuel Chen looking for a touch call on his shot that went wide. No touch, says the official. JP Demers up on the stand. Hayburn still serving. Number 4. Left-handed often serves down the line, deep to 1. And a big block there by Cormier, and Hilario shutting down that attack on the outside. Here's another look at it. And it's Grusing taking the big swing. It looked like it was all Hilario. Nate Hayburn, good serve. Serving at Chen. Ball called in, deep in the corner. Point for the Bobcats. Riley Grusing from Bragg Creek, Alberta, back to serve for the Bobcats. He's got a good spinner. Goes down the line, misses by inches. Hilario was smart to let that go. Lucas Mafia now back to serve for UNB. They're within 2 of taking set number 3. Good hard float. Love goes behind him to Grusing. UNB keeps that alive. Peterson off a pair of Bobcat blocks, and it trickles down the net for a UNB point. UNB now leading 24-17, 1 point away from taking set number 3, and a 2-1 lead here in this preseason match. Mafia takes his time. Good hard float. Good pace on it. Nice pass there by Watt to lib for Brandon. But Brandon can't control it, and UNB takes this one by a set score of 25-17. Same score as set number 2. UNB now leads 2-1, and we're heading to set number 4 in a few moments. Give me a chance to catch my breath. You go get some snacks, and meet me back here in about 5 minutes. Talk to you then. Welcome back, folks. Set number 4 in just a few moments. Both teams making their way back to the hard court. The Brandon Bobcats in blue and white on the left of your screen. Good look at them there. And ready to defend on the other side of the court, the UNB Reds. UNB leading in sets. It's 2-1 and a best of 5. Preseason men's volleyball action. UNB's first competition of the season. Brandon has a couple of tilts under their belt. They hosted a tournament in Brandon a week or two ago. Quick shout out to all the fans and friends and family of the Brandon volleyball program. I understand they have quite a strong webcast following, and I'm sure many have tuned in to watch this East Coast road swing for them. So welcome aboard. I hope I'm doing it justice and calling your players by the right names and numbers. I know big shoes to live up to, and speaking with your webcaster who is here on this trip. Met him earlier today and had a great chat. Back at it here, like I say, set number 4 from the Curry Center. UNB's captain, Rafael Olerio, back to serve. We're tied at 1. Net violation is the call on Brandon. Point for UNB. Larry will serve again. Graves with a good pass. And it's Peterson going through that big block of Haregraves and number 9, Brunet. That's a big wall. Brunet listed at 6'8". Haregraves at 6'6". Big. There's another big wall. Speaking of big walls, UNB shutting that offense down. Seamus Cormier, 6'6", teaming up with Kieran Bross, number 11 for UNB, also at 6'6". Timeout called by Brandon's head coach, Grant Wilson. UNB now leading by 3 right off the get-go, 4-1. I want to equally thank the UNB supporters for tuning in. I know we do have a good crowd on hand here at the Curry Center, but a lot of people from UNB alumni, former volleyball program athletes and coaches, and fans from UNB days, living now in other cities and other provinces and other countries. So I want to thank you for tuning in to watch this webcast. Really appreciate your support. Timeout is over. There's a good look at our captain for the UNB program, Rafael Olerio, in his 5th year here at UNB. Good pass by Haregraves. Block at the net, kept alive by Brandon. Love goes behind him. Sharp shot there by Grusing. And it's a Brandon point. Brandon setter, JJ Love. Service ace, catches the line. Love's second serve goes wide. Line official Stefan Nadeau in the right spot to make that call. He does so with confidence. UNB now leading 5-3. Seamus Cormier back to serve for UNB, number 15. All kinds of action at the net. We'll see where the call finally goes. Looks like a net violation on the Bobcats. Here's another look at it. Yeah, number 9, Riley Brunet on the net. Point for UNB. Cormy now serving again. Chen with a good pass up to Love. They run middle. And it's Brunet with the kill. Ryden Hargraves back to serve now for Brandon. Little bump there, a little miscommunication in terms of who was going where for UNB. 2 players colliding. No injuries as a result, that's the main thing. Valero steps in, passes that with his hands, kept alive by Brandon's libero. Watt. And that shot by Kieran Brose goes wide. We're all tied up here at 6. Ryden Hairgrave still serving for Brandon. Mafia forces the middle. Good connection with Guimont. Play continues. Falls to the heart of the court on the UNB side. Hargrave still serving. That'll be his last for a while as his serve goes wide. Point for UNB.
Back to serve for the Reds, number 10, Emil Peterson.
Emil Peterson from Slag, Denmark, back to serve for UNB. Chen gets high and hits a high ball, but can't keep it in play, goes wide. UNB smart to let it go. Point for the Reds, and Peterson will serve again. We'll see if Love goes back to Chen on this play here. Off serve. Good pass by Watt to get to it. Equally good play by UNB's Libs. Scott Mann, but just can't control it. Goes high into the rafters here at the high ceiling of the Curry Center. Riley Brunet back to serve. Good up by Scott Mann. Setter dump, front row. Johnny in the spot. Lucas Mafia saw the hole. Threw it down. Here's another look at it. Kieran Brose serve into the net, unfortunately for the Reds. Gives Brandon their 9th point. Riley Grusing now back to serve for Brandon. That ball called in. Service ace for Riley Grusing. Free ball coming for Brandon. See how they transition. Setter dump this time. Picked up smartly by Ilario. Saw that playbook from, here it is again, by Love. Love looks to dump. Shut down by Captain Ilario. Good read by number 1. Guimont serve into the net. He'll go off. Scott Mann will come in and play defense for him through the back row. Samuel Chen back to serve now for the Bobcats. Big high spin. Chen likes to let it rip. He does. Sails long. Peterson did a good job to get out of the way. Mafia back to serve now. We're all tied up at 11. Fourth set. UNB leads in sets 2-1. Peterson lets into that Mafia offering. Sails it long, though. Service by Workington goes into the net.
Serve for the Reds, number 1, Rafael Alario.
Alario goes back to serve, this time with his float again. Handled there well by Hairgraves. And his big attack into the big block of Peterson and Cormier. I think it's Peterson going to get credit. Alario floats again. Grusing's attack picked up by Alario. He gets rewarded with a pipe ball, blisters it for a big kill. Let's watch this again. There's the pass. He gets ready for it and crushes it down the side by position by position 5. Alario still serving 14-13. Ball kept alive. Big battle at the net. Cormier. Mafia goes behind on Peterson. Some words being exchanged there. I think Peterson was upset someone was on his foot after that block. In any event, we're tied up at 14. Bobcats setter J.J. Love back to serve. Gross can't handle it. Over bump, gobbled up by number 9, Riley Brunet. And we've got a substitution happening for UNB. Kieran Bross, number 11, is being replaced by number 8, Jacob Harris, if you're keeping tabs at home. And Brandon's first lead of the match at 15-14. Love gets ready. Spinner coming. Little miss hit, sails long. Point for UNB. Cormier goes after Chen down the line. And Riley Grusing climbs the ladder, gets up high and hard. Big sharp cross, big kill. Hargraves back to serve now. Pass by Alario on the money. Gives Mafia lots of options. He goes behind him to Peterson. Little miss hit though, and it's a point for Brandon. They tie it up at 16. No, pardon me. Pardon me, it goes to UNB's benefit now, 16, and Peterson serving. My apologies.
Serving for the
Peterson's serve into the net gives Brandon their 17th point and a 1-point lead. Trading points by virtue of missed serves here. 17 all. See if Jacob Harris can put an end to that trend. Pounds it down the line at Chen. Nice up there by Scott Mann. Setter dump. Mafia gets the crowd into it. And they're loving that. Smart play by the first-year setter. Jacob Harris now at 18-17. That's into it. Good up by Watt. Love pumps it out to Chen. Kept alive by Mann. Hilario puts a play on it. Peterson, he'll swing. Battle at the net. Bit of a joust, and it looks like Brandon will take the point. Here's that rally again. And there's the joust. Yep, down on UNB's side. Point for Brandon. All tied at 18. Got a good one here, folks. Set number 4. UNB leads in sets, 2-1. Grusing, he's got a good serve. Goes cross court. Peterson picks it up. Hilario with a swing, little off balance. Took a half step backwards. Goes off Brandon's hands and scores. Lex Guimond, number 16, being replaced by number 4, Nate Hayburn, who'll go back to serve at 19-18. Hayburn serve off the tape, kept alive by Brandon. Good shot there by Grusing, finds the floor. Substitution now for UNB. Hayburn checking out number 4. Back in is 16, Lex Guimond. Only to be quickly replaced by libero Scott Mann, number 5. Samuel Chen back to serve now for Brandon, number 12. All squared up at 19. Good fake by Mafia. Drew a block on him, one-on-one through the middle, but Cormier's swing was stopped by the Bobcats, who now lead by 1, 20-19 here in the 4th set. Chen serve handled well by Peterson. Mafia to Hilario. Scott Mann pick up that overbump. Back to Hilario into a double block. Brandon 21, UNB 19. Head coach McMorrin calls a timeout for UNB to slow down the Bobcat momentum, and we'll be back after this timeout is over with the conclusion of set number 4. Both teams make their way back to the hard court. At the conclusion of that timeout, Samuel Chen back to serve for Brandon. They lead by 2. It's 21-19 here in the fourth. That point goes to Dan McMorrin for calling that timeout. Often freezes the server. They go back to serve after the timeout a little bit cold. UNB setter now, Mafia back to serve. Hargraves, a little off balance, top of the tape. Peterson says thank you to Lucas Mafia for that great set, one-on-one. Makes no mistakes about it. Clean kill for number 10. And we're all tied up again at 2-1. We've got ourselves a battle here in the fourth. Mafia's got a good float. Gets on you fast. Hargraves. Good up by Scott Mann. Keeps this alive. Battle at the tape. Pushed off by Hilario. He'll set it. And UNB is on the net. Little tight. Payson Workington now getting ready at 22-21. Scott Mann, good pass. Mafia one-on-one, Seamus Cormier, but he's stopped by number 9, Riley Brunet. Here's another look at it. Brunet camps out, drifts to his right. Timeout UNB, 23-21. Just a reminder, these two teams play again here at the Curry Center tomorrow evening. First serve at 7 p.m. We'd love it if you could join us if you're in the area or if your drive's not that far. The Richard J. Curry Center here at the UNB campus in Fredericton is a beautiful venue to watch any sport really, particularly volleyball, so come on out if you can. If not, join the webcast again. It'll be the same channel on YouTube. Play resumes here. Brandon now leading 23-21. It's passed by Scott Mann. Hilario stopped by a big block. Hargraves. And number 9, Riley Brunet. Set point for the Bobcats, 24-21. Soup Mafia. Oh, nice quick set out to Peterson, who goes through JJ Love and Riley Brunet for a clean kill. Absolutely ripped it to extend this match. Sorry, to extend the set. Quick timeout called by Grant Wilson. Brandon leads 24-22. We'll be back after this quick breather. Welcome back after that timeout as both teams make their way back to the floor. It'll be UNB's captain, Rafael Hilario, serving at 22-24. Trouble brewing already. Hargraves had some trouble with that. Over bump. UNB being called on the net. Officials are saying Emil Peterson is on the net. UNB's protesting, saying that it was an over back row player for Bobcats at the net. In any event, you're not going to change the minds of these two officials, and that ends set number 4. Brandon taking that one 25-22. We are tied at 2 apiece. We're going to the 5th and final in a few moments. Join us in a few moments. Welcome back to the Richard J. Curry Center, the 5th and deciding set of this preseason matchup between the hosts, the UNB Reds, and the guests from Brandon University, the Bobcats. We're tied at 2. Set score in the first, Brandon took it 27-25. The next two were both UNB wins by the same set score, 25-17. And in the fourth, just a few minutes ago, it was Brandon coming out on top, 25-22. Lucas Mafia back to serve for UNB. Pass up by Samuel Chain. Big block by Peterson here. Here's another look at it. One-on-one. Ba-boom. Mafia goes after Chen. JJ Love just tried to push that off the hands of Hilario, but Hilario blocked it at the net, down on the Brandon side. UNB out 2-0. Chen struggling a little bit on serve receive. Point for UNB. Lift is the call on JJ Love. Timeout for Brandon, 3-0. Timeout is over. R1 JP Demers signals the all clear. Lucas Mafia still serving for UNB, 3-0. This time Chen lets that go over his head and out of play. Smart move. And Samuel Chen will go back to serve now for Brandon. Big high toss. Lays off it, picked up smartly by Seamus Cormier. Ilario goes to work on the outside, beats that high and off hands of number 16, Ryden Hargraves, and out of play. Ilario will go back to serve now. Hargraves to Love, goes behind him to Grusing. He goes off UNB defenders, out of play. Point for the Bobcats. Workington now. Nice pass there by Hilario. Good up by UNB setter, Mafia. Good up by Hilario, just can't control it though. Out of play, out of reach. And it's a Bobcat point. They're serving at 3-4. And it's Workington with a service ace. Brief pause here as we wipe up some water on the UNB side of the court. Play resumes here. Nice pass by Hilario to Mafia, goes behind to Peterson. Absolutely drills it down the line. Samuel Chen looked like he's ducking to get out of the way. Let's have another look at that. Peterson gets up high on this one. Just rips it hard line. Crowd loving it. Seamus Cormier now back to serve for the Reds. 5-4 they lead. Sails long. JJ Love, big spinner, nice pass by Scott Mann. Mafia runs middle, uncontested is Alex Guimond through the middle. Big rip by Big 16. Here's another good look at it. Absolutely buries it. A close one, 6-5. Peterson steps way back. Get a quick serve. Slows that one down, lots of float action on it. Love pumps it out to 17 to Grusing. And that'll be a hitting error for Grusing. That one goes wide. No touch. Love goes behind him to 16 Hargraves. He's met by a big UNB block. Looks like it might be Jacob Harris getting credit for that one. There he is, number 8. Good look at him. And with that, UNB leading 8-5. The teams will switch sides and we'll resume play to the 15th point. The 5th and deciding set goes to 15. The other sets are scores to 25. Still have to win by 2. Officials check the rotations. Players are where they're supposed to be, and play resumes. Emil Peterson now serving. His serve gives Brandon some trouble. Down ball coming off the antenna, out of play. Point for the Reds. 9-5, the Reds lead. And a timeout is being called by head coach Grant Wilson of the Brandon Bobcats at 9-5. Timeout is over. Teams make their way back onto the court. 9-5, UNB leads in the 5th. Emil Peterson. Back to serve for the Reds. Hard cross by Grusing. UNB can't control it. Out of play. Point for the Bobcats.
Back to serve will be number 16, Ryan Hargraves.
Ryden Hargraves back to serve now for Brandon. Good up by Scott Mann. Play kept alive. Valerio leans into one, into the net. Timeout UNB. Timeout is over. Back to the action here. Hargraves with his serve. Miscommunication on the UNB side. Bobcats point. They only trail now by 1. There's another look at that. Brandon now 8. UNB Reds 9. Hargraves serving. Scott Mann, nice pass up to Mafia. Bobcats block, stop that attack on UNB. 9-all. Mafia to Harris, kept alive by Brandon. Shen goes off hands, point for the Bobcats. Substitution now for UNB, checking in number 11, Kieran Brost, and number 8, Jacob Harris will take a breather. As Brandon leads now by 1 here in the fifth and final, 10-9. Nice pass by Brost. Pipe ball for Hilario. Bobcats block right there. Brost leans into one. Good scramble now by Bobcats. Shen, good pick up there. Oh, set or dump, smart. And UNB calling that the lib for the Bobcats was over the line. We'd have to see that one again. Look at Grant Wilson, he's not pleased with the call. Play will resume, all square at 10. Kieran Brost, good serve. And that was a good use that time by number 17. Grusing goes off UNB hands, just redirects the ball off their hands and out of play. Bernay back to serve. Pass by Brost, up to Mafia. They run middle. Guimont, good pick up there by Brost. Hilario tips over the block. Brost pops it up to Hilario. He swings hard, met by a triple block though. And down it goes on the UNB side for a Brandon point. There's another look at that big block. Timeout UNB. Coach McMorrin's second now of this fifth set. They're only down by 2. Brandon's 12, UNB's 10. Riley Bernay getting ready to start us off here off that timeout here in the fifth. We're down to the wire, 12-10. Brandon leads. Down ball coming. J.J. Love waits for it, goes middle. Peterson gets a hand, Scott Mann gets a hand, but he can't keep it up. 13-10. Bobcats lead the Reds. Brune serves again. This time into the net. UNB with a point. 11-13 now. They trail by 2. Lex Guimond, number 16, being replaced by number 4, Nathaniel Hayburn. He'll go back to serve for the Reds. Sharp cross. Grusling goes off of Peterson. And the substitution again for UNB. Guimond back in. Hayburn out. Brandon now at set match point, 14-11. And it's Riley Grusling being cheered on by his fans at the baseline, his teammates rather. He rips it off the top of the tape, and it's called wide just by a hair. Here's another look at it. So that's a point for UNB. They live for another one. 12 serving 14. Lucas Mafia back to serve. And it's Samuel Chain with a tip over the top of the block for a 15-12 win, and Brandon takes it 3-2. Thanks for tuning into this webcast. Live preseason men's volleyball action, U Sport from the Richard J. Curry Center. These two teams play again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Please join us in person or online. Have a great evening.